I'm the Home Slice, Ascend, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of Sandbox Evolved, where we take focused dives into the last 2 decades of Halo's gunplay. Today, we take a look at one of the more underappreciated weapons in Halo. But before we get started, if you're a common viewer of the channel, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. Your continued viewership is essential to the growth of the channel. Alright Halo fans, let's get this started. Today's story is not only about the Storm Rifle, it's about 3 sisters. 3 sister weapons. It's one about a gun's journey to resurrect an entire weapon class against all odds and on the back end of over 10 years worth of poor design. And in reality, it's about how even if you succeed, you may still not see success. And to understand all that, we need to look out before we look in. Let's go back to the beginning. Plasma weapons. There are few design elements as old or intrinsic to the franchise's identity as plasma. Being the flagship damage type of the Covenant, plasma weapons and their presence in Halo harkens back to 2001 with the plasma pistol and plasma rifle. I think most Halo fans have a good understanding of the history of the plasma pistol, being a slightly mediocre combat weapon up until it became the flagship utility weapon in Halo 3 after gaining the ability to stun vehicles. The rest is history up until Halo Infinite. We won't go there. But the weapon progression I think a lot of fans don't fully understand is what happened with the plasma rifle. I mean, believe it or not, the plasma rifle in Halo CE was designed as a fully confident self-performer, capable of killing enemy players in a mere 9 shots, and it even had a stun effect that would slow down players who were taking rapid succession plasma rifle damage. So while it wasn't the monster the CE Magnum was, I don't think it's quite anything to sneeze at either. But what probably makes it a little hard to swallow is the state of ruin the weapon would fall into for literally the next 3 major Halo titles. Like we've discussed in my video on why dual wielding is likely never returning to Halo, the system imposed a series of harsh and damaging nerfs on any weapon that was made dual wield friendly. The plasma rifle was one of the victims of dual wielding, and in 2004 the weapon was stripped of its ability to be a solo performer. Now needing 18 shots to produce a kill, the accuracy was erased and its unique stun ability was removed. And similar to when we discussed the fall and rise of the Magnum in Halo, it's now 2010's Halo Reach we turn our eyes to, because with the removal of dual wielding and with a reworked weapon sandbox, Reach, the same game that saved the Magnum, could have saved the plasma rifle too. So what did Reach do to restore the plasma rifle to its former glory? It created another plasma weapon entirely? Enter the plasma repeater, for a lack of a better phrase, the literal awkward middle child of the plasma rifle family. Why does it exist? Because Bungie thought the Covenant needed a direct equivalent to the assault rifle. Why couldn't they just fix the plasma rifle to do that? We have no idea. This thing does less damage than the plasma rifle, and unlike the plasma rifle at this point, it actually does not do any additional shield damage versus health damage. But the grander tragedy is that this weapon was made to be a counterpart to the assault rifle, a weapon that in a sandbox dominated by the DMR, needle rifle, and Magnum performs as a C-tier weapon at best. The intent of the plasma repeater was not to elevate plasma weapons' place in the sandbox. It didn't learn anything from the current flaws of the plasma rifle, and subsequently it too fell to the wayside as yet another lackluster addition to the Halo sandbox. By 2012, the plasma rifle family is in bad shape. Both of its weapons are existing at the lowest ends of the sandbox, and only moderately unique trait left is that it's able to do shield damage a little quicker than health damage. Oh, sorry, that's just for one of these weapons. And even with the shackles of dual wield removed, neither weapon can hold a candle in a mano-a-mano fight, especially in the meta of this game. So in Halo 4, 343 aimed to finally wipe the slate clean. It was time to give the plasma rifle family a second chance. Enter the Storm Rifle. Yeah, it vents. Yeah, it tears through shields. Yeah, it's the strongest plasma weapon since Halo CE, and it functions on a clever combination of its sister's firing modes, combining the fat globs of plasma thrown out by the plasma rifle with the neck-breaking speed of the plasma repeater. It's fair to say this weapon has everything going for it, especially as an automatic weapon, which even in 2012 is still one of the most lackluster weapon classes in Halo. So, did 343 successfully revive plasma weapons with the Storm Rifle in Halo 4? No! But this is less the fault of the Storm Rifle and more so the fault of a different system in Halo 4. Custom classes, which allowed players to access not one, not two, but 4 highly competent precision weapons, and to make matters worse, the ability to spawn with a pocket power weapon, aka the bolt shot, and a one-shot enabler / vehicle nuker, the plasma pistol.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Made it so players would be very hard pressed to carry a Storm Rifle into battle. And I'd confidently assert that if custom classes were actually smart enough to not allow the bolt shot or plasma pistol as spawn weapons, the Storm Rifle would have spread like wildfire through multiplayer as the best automatic option, combined with its ability as a shield stripper. In 2015 with Halo 5, the Storm Rifle was given one more shot to restore the plasma rifle class to its former glory, but in this game, the tone was different. The Storm Rifle wasn't here to restore anymore, it was here for revenge. The new Storm Rifle is now the strongest plasma rifle weapon to ever exist, taking only 6 dainty little shots to drop an opponent. And yeah, it still melts shields like butter on Arizona pavement. And now it fires even faster. It has Smart Link, which lets you pick off enemies with wild precision. I mean, not only is this the most powerful plasma rifle type weapon ever, it's legit one of the strongest automatic weapons ever. So much so that its classification as a loadout weapon is even in question. Halo 5 still ranks it as a tier 1 weapon, but it does not contribute to the automatic weapon challenges. Most likely because this thing really is a power weapon. Bold claim? Well, when we were developing the Extermination game mode that eventually hit ranked matchmaking, the Storm Rifle appeared on several maps on a timed weapon pad because it was just that good. In all objective senses, this is the best plasma rifle family member to ever exist. The Halo 5 Storm Rifle restored the class back to its rightful spot as a confident solo performer with a well-executed trait that is easy to implement and understand. So we can all go home, right? End of story, happy ending, the hero wins. Well, not quite. Because in Halo 5, the Storm Rifle had one last roadblock placed in front of it. Overpowered, broken, not classic, too strong, redundant. All words used to describe the Storm Rifle, which despite finally avenging the death of its family, was denied the satisfaction of success at the very end by the same players it aimed to please. But why? Well, longtime viewers of this channel might have an idea. The Storm Rifle fell victim to 2 things: time and player perception. The last time a plasma rifle weapon was as good as the Storm Rifle was in 2015 was in 2001's Halo CE. From the years 2004 to 2014, call it 15 I guess, the average Joe player had one key perception of plasma rifles: weak. Because it was true. For nearly a decade, these weapons were objectively weak. Inferior to not only their counterpart weapons, but greatly inferior to the sandboxes built around them, unable to truly hold combat rhetoric. And over that decade, the gap between the number of players who knew what the plasma rifle class used to be and those who only knew it to be less than an impressive weapon only grew larger and larger. It was no longer the design flaws the storm rifle had to overcome, it was the expectations built by players over the 4 games prior that had to be beaten, and unfortunately, there was no way to design that into the game. In terms of the players' mindsets, this gun was breaking all the rules, and without an understanding of where the intentions of this weapon lay, all average players would make of this is that the weapon is broken. It's a mess. This is probably the most interesting part of the storm rifle to me, and part of why I like it so much. And in the end, it succeeded in its goal. It didn't get to reap the rewards. Now, don't feel bad, it isn't all negative news. I'm sure many of you watching don't openly despise the gun or anything, and I'd imagine quite a few of you are actually big fans of it all the same. But I think the volatile response it received in Halo 5 set 343 a clear message that they ended up taking into Halo Infinite. It was time to change the goal of the plasma rifle family. The age of the original plasma rifle was too far gone, and fans were so unprepared for what the storm rifle delivered, to carry that chain forward into Infinite would be just to sign up for more angry players. It's what led to the creation of what we now know as the Pulse Carbine, an interesting readoption of the best of the storm rifle, with a little inspiration from its old competitor, the Bolt Shot. But we cover all that in a different video. So perhaps the storm rifle's greatest success, the fruit of its revenge, is that it allowed the plasma rifle family class to evolve rather than disappear, which it very well might have without the advent of the storm rifle. For today's viewer question, I want you to reflect on a statement I made earlier in the video. I compared the Halo 5 storm rifle to a power weapon, and I would personally attribute the free range it was given to be powerful as part of what helped save it and move the gun forward. Are there other underperforming weapons from Halo's history that could have benefited from be giving a low tier power weapon treatment? If so, what are they and how? That's gonna do it for this video. Be sure to like it if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, join my Discord link below, and absolutely make sure to follow me on Twitter. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.